Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are doing day 9 and 10 in my December daily. Once again, like the last video, they are one day for one page. I had this photo here of a campground work thing that I had on, and that is, I work in a campground over the summer. My regular day job is in a school, but over the summertime I do not get paid and we don't work, so I have a secondary job in the summer at the campground. And so we were just having a, discussion night. We went and picked up rubbish around the campground, and it was a nice night. So I took this photo of everyone just standing around and eating and talking, and we had like a nice little supper after we had done that. So I took this photo and the sunset was really lovely. So I thought that I would go ahead and snap a photo and use that for my journaling here. As you can see, I accidentally knocked my Distress Oxide over, and so I've got this big silly square on my page, which is a little frustrating, but I mean, oh well. I stamp over it as much as I can, so it doesn't bother me really anyway, because the photo covers over a bit of it as well. I am making a starry kind of background for this page. I chose out the Distress Oxides that I had that I felt like the colours worked with the photo the best. I was going to use a piece that I'd already stamped out, which you will have seen earlier, but I decided that the colours weren't quite right for the photo, so I thought I would go ahead and stamp out another piece here that had the more correct colours for the photo. The sky had a lot of pink and blue, and so I decided to go with that sort of colour story. And so here is me just stamping them down and trying to get the ink off, which I don't do a good job of because I end up getting blue ink in my next colour. I just have these papers in the background here that I can use to stamp on so that I don't make a massive mess of my table. So here I am. You can see that there's blue coming through a little bit on the yellow, but that's okay. It's still the right colours, I guess, so it doesn't bother me. But here I am obviously adding in some more stars, filling in those gaps, trying to really fill up the page with all the stars. I love stars. Stars are one of my favourite little Christmassy sort of motifs, I guess. I really do adore how they look for Christmas, and I had specifically got this star stamp that I had made out and put into my December daily box of goodies because I knew I would want to use it. And I do love using it. So there we go. Now I've got my photo and I'm just layering some bits and pieces behind it, seeing what I like. And that is what I end up with. Just using some kind of old book page sort of thing. It's, the front and back sort of pages that don't actually have any text on them. But I used some of that to kind of layer up a little bit behind the photo. It's nothing special, but I just knew I needed something in behind the photo just to lift it off the page a little bit more, and I thought that worked fine. I do end up adding some more layers to give it a bit more interest, because this obviously was, I don't know, to me this was just a little too plain, but that was just my base layer underneath. Here I am rummaging through my ephemera box to try and find some bits that I can add, and I've pulled out a whole bunch of little bits and pieces here, and I am adding in, I'm going to use this Love Peace Joy piece over to the side here because like I said, we were at the camping ground, which is at the beach, and this is like a piece for like summer Christmas, and it's got lots of seashells around the edge, and so I thought that it worked well for being at the beach, and so I stuck that down over on the side here. Oh, actually I'm going to do it in a minute. I don't use that bit that I've got underneath it. I am going to stick it down here and then just trim off the edge that's overlapping the page a little bit. I'm just playing around here, as you can see, with all of these little bits and pieces to see what I want to add and what I want to include just to make the page look a little better, because it isn't looking great at this point. It's looking pretty. I love the background paper, and the photos really is a fun one, but I mean, I just think that it's not looking great. So here I am adding the layers that I talked about earlier. I decided to add some washi tape layers in just to give it a more built up kind of layered effect. I used that kind of thinner blue, they're all thinner washies that I've used here, blue kind of check, and then this metallic sort of rose gold colour as well. It looks kind of coppery, but it is actually more of a pink colour in real life. It just is not in the right angle, I guess, maybe for this, because it does look a lot more orangey coppery than it actually is. Here I've added a little piece that you can see, which has got my, just a little annotation on it, picking up rubbish at the beach. I don't really need much more than that added on. I just wanted a little annotation. I don't love how the annotation looks, quite honestly, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to get this page sort of finished, and so it's done. That's fine. That's day 9 all complete, and now we will work on day 10. Day 10 was, I got a really lovely special mail from my lovely friend in the city. She just sent me a beautiful mail just because she's thinking of me, and that was so sweet of her. She sent me this little little purse wallet thing, some chocolates, a really lovely letter, and a face mask, which was just so nice. So I wanted to write about this day, and so I had this little piece here, as you can see, which I just adore. It's from a crepe paper packaging, like an old vintagey crepe paper packaging, and I end up just adhering it with 3 pieces of double-sided tape so that it makes a little pocket, because I wanted to be able to tuck my journaling on the inside, because the journaling was a little more private, not seriously, but a little more private, and also I wanted to tuck the little letter that she gave me into there as well, so that I just had a little spot for it. So I am now trimming down the cardstock in the background because I didn't want it to be that full size. I wanted it just to be cut down to the size of the pattern of the crepe paper. As you can see, I am just going to back my photo on a little bit of white paper. I just feel like it helps it stand out when you mat a photo onto something. It helps lift the photo a little bit more. It helps it stop from just sort of blending into the patterns of the background. So I am matting that photo down on just some standard copy paper, a scrap of it that I happen to have on my desk already. So I just decided that would do. I didn't need it to be fancy cardstock or anything, because it's just a thin border that you'd barely see. So I've stuck my photo down, and I'm just adding a little bit of pink washi that, again, I just happened to have on my desk at the time. It doesn't match perfectly, but it's absolutely fine. Just adding that little bit of washi, and then a little bit more of this sort of metallic red washi, which is really pretty, and I've just, layered it on a little bit there. I didn't like how thick that was, so I go ahead and I tear that washi that you can see me doing there, and just sticking that on there, and that looks a lot better to my eye. So now I've got this pocket, as you can see over on the left here, and I've already told you kind of what my plans are for that. Now I have my stickers out, and I decide to peel off this pale pink coloured sticker, and you can see here it says thankful and blessed, because I was feeling really thankful and blessed to have my lovely friend send me that. She knows that I've been having a hard time recently, and that I just thought that was super sweet of her to send me that mail. I wanted to add this little piece that says 15 more sleeps. I have been really loving adding in these little pieces. I've added them quite a few times throughout this December daily, and I wanted to include it again today, so I end up stapling it into where the double-sided tape would be anyway, so it doesn't impact the pocket at all, and just have it stapled on so it's kind of flippy, like you could see me doing there. I like that sort of slightly interactive. I mean, you're not supposed to really flip it, but it's just, you can if you want to. So it's I don't know, I just like that kind of element that's sort of a bit more loose. It's not so stuck down and structured. I had this little piece that said love, and I decided I would add that on too, and I also add that great big shiny silver glittery star up in the top there. It was actually quite a struggle to get off the sticker sheet. It kept wanting to peel the backing off of it, but got it in the end, and happy with that. Now I'm deciding what I'm going to journal on. I pulled out some little journaling cards I had, and I do end up using this Happy Christmas piece that you can see that I have there. It's one I made last year, I think, and it's just, I stitched down some vintage wrapping paper that I had onto some cardstock, and I am going to now back that cardstock with some white paper, because as you can see, I had just used this packaging that I had left over to sew it onto. As you can see, I added a little fabricy tab to the side of my journaling card just to help me be able to pull it in and out a bit easier. And now all I have to do is punch my holes and I am good to go. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you've enjoyed it, I'd love to see you back again. So please like this video, comment and subscribe if you'd like to. I will be back bringing you more December daily videos again very soon. And until then, I will catch you later. Bye.